I watch other women eagerly waiting for Valentine's Day, and I can't help but feel envious. They have romance, flowers, fancy dinners, little gifts, and special moments with their loved ones. Meanwhile, I'll be alone again because my husband will be off keeping his sister company. She still hasn't managed to build a personal life, and on the 14th of February, she suffers from loneliness more than ever. When my husband and I were dating, this wasn't an issue. I didn't even know his sister had personal life problems. Sure, after meeting her, I learned that she struggled to find the right guy. She practically told me that the moment we met. But I had no idea it was such a huge problem. Well, you're lucky. You met my brother, he's a real man, but I only get either mama's boys or complete losers. Back then, all I could do was sympathize. I couldn't just tell her outright that if she's only attracting the wrong kind of men after all these years, maybe she should start by changing something about herself. As my grandmother used to say, don't blame the mirror if your face is crooked. There's nothing wrong with Jessica's look. She has a nice face and a good figure, but her personality leaves much to be desired. Jessica is my husband's older sister. She's 5 years older than him and 8 years older than me. I'm 27 now, but sometimes I feel like I'm more mature than she is. Jessica isn't stupid, but she's narrow-minded and doesn't want to grow. Her interests revolve around clothes, beauty treatments, fitness, and dieting. You can talk to her, but only if you share one of those interests. She doesn't read books, listen to podcasts, or even watch movies. My mother-in-law constantly complains that Jessica's love life is failing because she doesn't have her own place. She even hints at me saying that I have my own apartment and I'm already married, as if that's the only reason her son married me. My husband has tried setting his sister up with his friends. We even went on double dates where I got to witness Jessica in full force. I had never seen someone act so unnatural like a bad actress in a cheap melodrama. Over-the-top reactions, fake laughter, being way too pushy, she practically threw herself at the guys. After a couple of these dinners, it didn't surprise me at all that she could only attract the wrong kind of men. Any decent guy would run from that kind of behavior. A few of my husband's friends, whom he too aggressively tried to set her up with, even stopped talking to him afterward. I once tried to gently explain Jessica's mistakes to her, but she just gave me a condescending look and said that a little girl like me had no business teaching her anything. That stung, so I reminded her that this little girl managed to find a good man and marry him, meaning I clearly knew something she didn't. After that, I stopped trying to interfere in her personal life. It's a thankless job. But my husband, encouraged by his mother, still tries to fix Jessica's love life. He regularly takes her out to social events, exhibitions, performances, parties. At first, he brought me along, but I quickly realized I was the odd one out. Jessica went out of her way to make me feel like I didn't belong. And honestly, I had no desire to watch my husband fawning over his sister, so I stopped going. Doesn't mean it doesn't bother me. It does. A lot. Especially on special days like Valentine's Day, International Women's Day, or our own anniversaries. Those are the days I want to be with my husband, to feel his attention. But instead, he rushes to be with Jessica. We can go to a restaurant any other day. But Jessica is struggling right now. She needs a distraction. She's always struggling, and every time you listen to her, it only gets worse. Valentine's Day is especially hard for her. Everything around her reminds her that she's alone. If we take her out, she'll get distracted, and it'll boost her self-esteem. Self-esteem? That's the last thing she needs help with. If anything, she needs it knocked down a notch to get rid of her princess complex. My husband and I have been fighting over this for years. I feel like I come second or even third to him. He cares that Jessica feels lonely, but he doesn't care that I feel like I don't even have a husband on days that are supposed to be special for us. What's the point of being married if my husband spends most of his time either entertaining his sister or helping his mom? He says I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But it's not nothing to me. I want to be with the man I married, the man I'm still considering having children with. But if he keeps acting like this, then he and his sister can just stay lonely together.